Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Flavor and Fiction. So the category for this week's video is a debut novel, and the one I chose is this, The Other Black Girl by Zakiya Dalila Harris. Awesome cover. That's the side. Beautiful. So let's talk about this book. This book had me within the first couple of chapters. It centers around a woman named Nella, a black woman, who is the only black employee for a major publisher. And one day she smells the scent of cocoa butter and she kind of looks around to find the source of the scent and finds that it is another black girl who has just been hired to work there. That premise alone was hilarious enough for me to want to continue. So she meets Hazel, the black woman, and she's really stylish. She's Harlem born and bred. She has dreadlocks. She loves everything about her at first, and she's hoping that, like, yes, this will be an ally and a friend, but things don't exactly go the way she anticipates. But before we get into their relationship, I just want to say there are a couple of ways that I really relate to Nella. Number one, I am one of a handful of black people working for the publisher I work for. And I don't even really see or interact, even when we were working in the office, we're currently remote. But I didn't even really see them on a daily basis or interact with them. So it's not like I, really had any type of connection with them, unfortunately. Number two, I can totally relate to some of the microaggressions that she describes. She's really good at detailing that because I'm telling you, every chapter had me like, yes, me too. Absolutely. Like, you're going to be able to relate to this. And number three, she describes how, starting out at the company was something that she really wanted. She felt really confident in herself and her abilities and her skill set. And then over the years of, broken promises and being patronized in some ways and manipulated in others, she started to lose that confidence and to lose, some of that get up and go that she had when she first started there. So throughout the book, Nella constantly has to make decisions about speaking up or not speaking out. So, for example, she's tasked with reading a manuscript from one of their very popular authors. And she reads it and she knows that the author is a little temperamental. She reads it and then she is disgusted by it. It's a novel centered around the crack epidemic of like the 90s. And of course, it's a white male author. He makes his protagonist a black girl named Chartricia, and he labels her with every like ghetto stereotype you can imagine, because that's who he sees at the heart of the crack epidemic. And everything about the book just made her really uncomfortable. So she had a decision to make in this big meeting with that author and her editor. And, should I speak up? Should I not speak up? And that is something, I feel like a lot of people can relate to, a lot of people of color, especially when you feel like you have to be the one to kind of let people know, like when you have to let someone know that they're being racist or prejudiced or just really have not hit the mark they thought they hit, they get really defensive and it can really fly back in your face. So I feel like every day people have to make these types of decisions. She also knows that if she does speak up, she's going to be labeled as being too sensitive around the race issue and being hard to work with. They love that. They love that label. They will call you hard to work with in a heartbeat. So I could really relate to her as far as like deciding, what should I do here? So I'm not going to spoil it for you, tell you what she does, but it's worth reading. So, I promise no spoilers, so I'm not going to get too far into the ending. I just feel like it took a sharp turn that kind of changed the tone of the book at first. And for a split second, to be honest, for a split second, I was disappointed. I was like, really? Is this what happens? but it brought it back around. It like I feel like I fully understand what the most important premise of the book was. And it really is like the inner monologue that Black people have to make daily, not just on the job, but certainly on the job. When it comes to when you have your Blackness tied to anything else, like, yes, I'm Black, but I'm also a woman. I'm Black, but I'm also an editor. I'm Black, but I'm this. And how sometimes that Blackness can force you to make a decision that will affect the other thing. Like it's just really complicated, the duality of everything. You know, we're all faced with this burden of, do I speak out or not speak out? And every Black person I know, every Black woman especially, has had that fantasy that of just like being able to let go of that burden. I'm not saying my race is a burden, but other people will burden you with race issues. And it puts you it backs you in a corner. And this book really tackles people who make decisions on both sides to just let go. Like, I don't want to care about race issues. You know, you start to feel resentful because, you know, Black women, our counterparts, white women, do not have to have all of this inner monologue when it comes to speaking out. It seems like they can be very carefree when issuing an opinion about certain things in the workplace, where we have to weigh every single word and every single statement. And that can feel really heavy at times. And this book really talks about people who made choices on both sides. So yeah, I really recommend this book. Even if you don't work in an office, I think you will definitely be able to relate to it. But certainly if you work in an office and you know about the strange office culture, you'll be able to relate to this book. So let me just show you again. And so we're going to move on to the flavor portion of the video. So our special ingredient is pear. And I haven't had a pear in like years. I like pears, but it's not something I really just go out and buy. But one of Nella's coworkers, she said that she never ate at her desk unless it was something clean, like she would just have like a couple of grapes or a pear. And so that's where I got this special ingredient from. And what I decided to make is pear tarts. And so I made these 2 weeks ago when I was in Lake Lure, that's where my family is, for the holidays. And I had a very special helper. So stay tuned to see the ingredients and be sure to go out and get this book. It'll be in the description below. Special helper? What's your name? Vivian. And what are we making today?
Pear and potatoes.
Pear mashed potatoes. Pear tarts.
Pear tarts.
Very good.
Grandma, we're making pear tarts.
And we're going to start with our puff pastry here. We're going to cut this into 9 pieces. So here we are. We've broken these up into how many pieces?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6, 7, 8, 9. Good job, Vivi. And now we're going to do, stop eating the raw dough. We're going to do an egg wash. Do you know how to do an egg wash? Vivian! Oh my gosh. Okay. Here we go. Vivian is going to help me crack the egg and put it in a bowl. Crack it in a bowl. Oh, one hand fancy. Okay. Let's see how many shells can it. Good job. Good job. No. Okay. Thank you. Good job, Viv. Yes, you did it. Okay, go ahead and stir it up. This is for our egg wash. Mix it up good. Does it look like it's yummy?
It's cooking.
Oh, okay. So I don't know if you guys can see, but I scored, hold on, Vivi. I scored the pastry puffs with about 1 inch from the edges. We're going to put an egg wash on the outside. So you see the little squares that I cut, Vivi? Mm-hmm. We're going to put the egg wash. I'm going to give you a brush. We're going to put it on the outside. What do you think of that?
Bad.
Well, so when I give you this brush, you're going to dip it in the egg. Wait, let me show you. And then you only brush on the outside. of the line. You know how to color, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, I'll help you. Oh, Lord.
I got it.
You got it? Okay, let me see you paint. Oh, okay, nope. Remember on the outside. You know, let me put this down and help you with that. We're getting the hang of it, folks. And then we're going to put what? What's this? What is it?
Potato.
Potato. Girl, it's jam.
Jam.
Okay. Good job, Vivi.
Look, Mommy.
You think Mommy will like these?
Yep.
No, don't put your fingers in there. Vivi is layering with the pears. Here's another slice. Do the next one. Good job, Vivi. How'd you get so good at this? So now we're going to put on the blue cheese crumbles. Have you ever tasted a blue cheese crumble?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see you taste one. Now, you like cheese, don't you?
Uh-huh.
This is a type of cheese. Take one little piece and taste it. And tell me what you think.
I like it.
You do? Let it settle.
Put it down right there.
Put it down right there. No, you can't eat it all. We have to put it on the tarts. You're going to take a spoonful of blue cheese crumbles.
And eat it?
No. And sprinkle it like this. Look. And then you pat it down gently. You think you can do that? And then you can eat a little bit more. Okay? The disappointment. Here you go. Take a little bit in the spoon and put it on a tart. Okay. Oh, Lord. Just a little. Okay. Sprinkle it and then pat it down. You're good at this, Vivi. What? Vivian. You're fired. Now we put these on a baking sheet with parchment paper. This is all the parchment paper I had left. So we're going to make it work. Right, Vivi?
No.
You're just mad because I didn't give you more blue cheese. Don't you? Okay, I've transferred these over to the parchment paper. It was a bad idea to do it on there because it stuck a little bit. So maybe do it on parchment paper to begin with. I don't know why it said to transfer it on here, but so we have the blue cheese crumbles on top and it's going into the oven at 400. Guys, I gotta tell you, they are looking good. You wanna what?
I'm gonna eat them?
Yeah, you can eat them. I'm just filming so everyone can see how beautifully they came out. Now we have to do a taste test when they cool down a little bit.
Grandma?
There's your plate, Vivi.
Grandma, you have some.
Okay, take a bite because it's really good.
Take a little bite. Is it good?
It's delicious.
All right. Let's have a thumbs up, Vivi. Okay. So as you can see, my family loved the pear tarts. They went very quickly. My niece was a little so-so on them. She just wanted to eat the blue cheese crumbles all day. But everyone loved the tarts. And so the recipe will be down in the description below. So be sure to get the book and the recipe and have your own little flavor and fiction at home. So thanks again for joining me for another episode, and we'll see you next time.